Is it important for you to have fun in your marriage? To keep your marriage alive and crackling and fizzling and whistling with fun? If so, it's obviously a mystery to her. That's what we're talking about. Stay tuned. Yes, yes, yes. How do you keep a marriage fun? Does it matter that a marriage is fun? Is it that critical? Why would two people married dedicate an entire YouTube video to talking about keeping a marriage fun? Does it matter to you? This is my wife, Liz. We've been married for about 30 years, which I know must be shocking considering how young she looks.
Oh. No, I think it's important to keep a marriage fun because you're going to get sick of each other if you don't.
But what if you don't like fun? What if fun doesn't matter to you?
Why? Do you think I don't like fun?
Well, rumor has it. No, obviously fun
But
matters.
fun is going to be very specific to each person. Like, put me on a roller coaster, I will die.
See, and that drives me nuts because that to me is fun. But sometimes the funnest part of that, and I know funnest isn't a word, but it is for our videos because it's easy to say, is seeing her on the roller coaster, sitting next to her on the roller coaster. Except the difference is that a roller coaster actually moves and is over in 30 seconds. What's better still is the Ferris wheel at Shields.
Oh, gosh.
If you don't have a Shields where you live, it's a huge
I'm getting
sporting
anxious
goods store.
just talking about this.
I believe her. This is not an act.
I think I'm afraid of heights.
You think?
Like,
Yeah.
no, the worst is at Lagoon. That stupid thing that goes across
Lagoon
the
is
park.
an amusement park here in the
kills
Salt Lake
me.
City area. The Sky Ride, so it's basically a ski lift that doesn't go up a mountain. It just goes across the whole park. And for her to get on that, I have to con her and lie to her.
So for me, to have fun takes no adrenaline. I can watch a YouTube video of a roller coaster, and that's probably the same feeling you get when you go on a roller coaster.
Okay, so let's talk specifically. No, I doubt it. Let's talk specifically about how to have fun in the marriage. I mean, do we talk just about the physical getting out and doing fun things, or are there ways to keep a marriage fun without even leaving the house?
Oh, of course.
Well,
That's an important part, I think.
no, you're right. So she's talking about intimacy in marriage, right? And you're right, it is fun. You know, and we might be profoundly Christian, and those of you that are disagreeing with me right now, just bear with me. We are. Just because we're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints doesn't mean we aren't Christian. But, you know, as Christian as we are, we definitely believe that man and woman were put on earth to multiply and replenish the earth, and that the gift of sexual intimacy is a huge part of that. But we're not so backward and prude to think that, you know, that isn't part of keeping a marriage fun and alive and vibrant, right?
Oh, for sure.
As she grabs my thigh.
But we do other things besides sex to have fun. We play
Oh, no,
games.
you're right. Yeah, so that's good. But let's just stay on that for a second.
Oh my gosh.
Because, no, I'm kidding. I mean, but honestly, just I'll say this and no more. I don't think we've known people throughout our marriages, our marriage. We've only had one, truly, that are older than us, much older. We lived in another part of town a few years ago where there was a couple there that must have been in their late 60s, early 70s.
Still hot tubbing nude.
Hot tubbing naked.
And they got locked out.
And they got locked out. I guess I don't need to repeat her. She's definitely audible.
But the greatest couple, you could tell they really enjoyed
sweet,
each other, had
tender.
fun together, laughed.
They would
and-
serve, they were diligent, they were kind and very Christ-like, but made no qualms about, oh yeah, we still do what we got to do very regularly. And it almost, I was going to say it almost shows, but they their physical just countenance and demeanor, they're holding hands all the time. They're always snuggling, they're together, and they were old. I mean, for those of you that are young, that
We're
must
old.
make you sick. Yeah, we're old to you. But I mean, they were definitely
70 maybe?
Yeah, with graying and wrinkly and the whole 9 yards, and still very active. So I do believe that is a part of keeping a marriage fun. But before that, there's flirtation. There's socializing, courting, dating. I mean, Those things have to continue in
Right.
a marriage.
Well, and we try to go on dates and do those things. And I think having a weekly date, setting it aside, especially when the kids were younger, I think that was so important. Now we have a lot more time together.
Yeah.
But when the kids were little, actually having a set date night that we could reconnect. And so our marriage was the most important thing. And even if the kids were screaming, oh, don't go, it was important enough that we always had a babysitter and made sure that we were going out and doing something together.
Well, because here's the thing that scares the living whatever out of younger couples who have kids. And you hear it time and again, we heard it, which is how many couples, once their children are gone and they're empty nesters, crumble. They fall
we're
apart.
looking
They
forward
get
to it.
divorced. They have affairs, whatever it is. Because once their kids are gone, that thing that they most had in common is gone. And they realize we're just left with each other. And I haven't continued developing a relationship with you over these years because we've been so busy with the kids. And really, I started feeling that when our kids started to leave and we became empty nesters. And we're not fully empty yet. We still have two at home
And your
that are
mom.
in their teens,
Right.
later teens. And my mother, that's another video for another time. But anyway, my point is that, we were afraid that, once we're empty nesters and we're alone, do we have anything in common? And I think a lot of couples go through that and they go, we just don't. It was our kids were the glue.
Right.
And now that the glue is gone, do we fall apart?
I don't think so.
And so that's where the fun comes in. We have a running tab up on that board over there of a score of Rummikub. That's the board game that we play
By the actual directions.
by the directions, and we almost play it to the exclusion of other people because it matters to us
Who
the
has
most.
the running score.
And so when other people join, it's like, okay, and then
Well,
we
we don't count.
we have to pause our running score. But that to us is very fun because we laugh at each other, we get a little competitive. That's just a little thing like that. We also find occasionally shows that we both enjoy.
Frasier.
Or Frasier, like old
Watched
school
for 30
sitcoms,
years.
But we do. We have certain things like that. What else do we do that's kind of
We go on a lot of walks, and that
so true?
we probably
That's the best.
walk almost every night. If you're around, we go for a walk.
Yeah.
And it's a chance to get away, just talk, the two of us, catch up. And we walk, 4 miles
Yeah.
or something. So you get into deeper aspects and stuff because it's not like just a short little walk.
And there's no
but
distractions. We're not on
on
our
our
phones.
phones,
There's no
right.
kids or anything
no
like that.
TV, nothing.
In fact, nowadays, with everybody being inside binge watching all the time, we pretty much have the streets to ourselves. There's like no
Yeah,
one,
you don't see
there's no
anybody.
other pedestrians. It's just us. We could stop and have sex on the street
Oh
and
my
no one would
gosh,
even
you
know.
gotta stop.
Well, I'm just saying, we've already breached the subject. We're among adults here. In fact, there is a little spot over
Oh, he's so lying. He's so lying. You're just.
I've been thinking would be a shady little. Anyway,
No,
so
never.
but that's fun. Well, so like we will go on hikes in the mountains, so we take our walks elsewhere. Well, we do, but
I know until I.
she has allergies and she coughs, and so we can't do a lot of that. I do have a motorcycle, which she hates and doesn't want me to have and would rather have me sell it. But if it's a nice day and she's in the mood, she will absolutely jump on the back and go with me, and we will ride.
And that's a sacrifice.
But don't you love it? I mean,
Not really.
when we come back alive,
'Cause
aren't you going,
I
this
am
was...
when we come back and see. I'm a wuss. I am. I don't like roller coasters. I think too much about your skull being splayed on the. If you get in an accident on a motorcycle, look at the problems.
You know what she says? This is what she says to me. Don't come back. She says, if you get in a wreck, come back dead. Which, of course, has no sense whatsoever.
I don't think I've said.
You've said, I don't want a vegetable, I'd rather bury you.
Yeah, this was at the point where I was already changing all these diapers, and to think I was going to change a 200 pounds man's diapers also. Don't ride the motorcycle. I had enough to do with all those little kids, and you're out on your motorcycle.
Oh, stop it.
And he sometimes wears a helmet, and sometimes he doesn't, but you are better at it now than you used to be.
yeah.
I want to feel the wind through my curls. No, yeah.
One final thing that I
But
think
when
we...
you want me to pull the plug if you were brain dead, do it for me. I have it on video.
I don't want witnesses to that decision-making process. One final thing that we do that's fun, that we haven't done in a long time, but is still kind of the foundation of our entire relationship, is dancing.
Yes.
We met each other dancing. We both were very fun, outrageous dancers.
Yes.
We met at that dance. I took her to other dances. we danced when we were young marrieds. And then, when we started having kids and our lives slowed down, it stopped. But we do occasionally fire up Alexa and we'll fire up some dance music and we'll dance in the kitchen or we'll dance out there. And the kids will they grew up with us dancing. They know how to mock her dance perfectly. She has this dance that's just her and they all know how to do it. And that's fun for them and it's fun for us.
The mocking is fun for them.
For you, in terms of how to keep a marriage fun, I think we've said this with other issues. It really has to almost grow organically based on the relationship that you have with each other and your own personalities. So look for those things. And when you find them, pull them out and really do them, use them, practice them, celebrate them, because it's that fun in your marriage that I think ultimately becomes a really strong bond. There's nothing quite like laughter and fun to bond people together, because it's
and music, dancing.
Yeah, there is a shared sense of euphoria that comes from that, and it can lead to sex. So
wow, you've said it like 15 times.
Well, you said it first. Thanks. Well, hey, if you had as much fun with this video as we just did, I can't promise that we'll have any more fun than this one on another one, but for future reference, go ahead and subscribe and like this one. Tell your friends about it, and we'll see you back here next time.